everyone. I'm Pastor Misty Howick, an ordained elder in the United Methodist Church. I serve at New Song United Methodist Church in Surprise, Arizona. And this is chapter 14. Woo, we did it, friends. We got to chapter 14. We're quickly making our way to halfway through Proverbs. There are 31 chapters in Proverbs, and today's 14. I'm going to go ahead and start reading this wonderful chapter. Again, we're looking at those, the poetry of couplets, the antithetical couplets that started around chapter 10. And take a look and see if there's any that you recognize or any that you resonate with. There are certainly going to be some that seem to me in the English translation to just be definitions of of things. So not adding any wisdom to my perspective. All right, here we go. This is chapter 14. The wise woman builds her house, but with her own hands the foolish one tears hers down. Whoever fears the Lord walks uprightly, but those who despise him are devious in their ways. A fool's mouth lashes out with pride, but the lips of the wise protect them. Where there are no oxen, the manger is empty, but from the strength of an ox come abundant harvests. An honest witness does not deceive, but a false witness pours out lies. So an interruption. So that's one of those that is just like, that is a definition of honest, and that is a definition of false. An honest witness does not deceive, but a false witness pours out lies. So it's like, thank you for that, just in case I didn't know. All right, verse 6, the mocker seeks wisdom and finds none, but knowledge comes easily to the discerning. Stay away from a fool, for you will not find knowledge on their lips. The wisdom of the prudent is to give thought to their ways, but the folly of fools is deception. Fools mock at making amends for sin, but goodwill is found among the upright. Each heart knows its own bitterness, and no one else can share its joy. The house of the wicked will be destroyed, but the tent of the upright will flourish. There is a way that appears to be right, but in the end it leads to death. Even in laughter, the heart may ache, and rejoicing may end in grief. Quick note about that verse 13. Even in laughter, the heart may ache, and rejoicing may end in grief. It is not only, to me, a beautiful way of expressing human nature and our human condition, but it is one of those places in the book of Proverbs where you see that what is happening isn't necessarily the truth of what's happening. So for instance, bad things happen to good people kind of thing. We don't see a lot of that in Proverbs. We see a lot more of, good things happen to good people, bad things happen to bad people. But even in laughter, the heart may ache, and rejoicing may end in grief. Talks a little bit about just our emotional state as humans, and that not everything that's good looks good, and not everything that's bad looks bad. All right, verse 14, the faithless will be fully repaid for their ways, and the good rewarded for theirs. The simple believe anything, but the prudent give thought to their steps. The wise fear the Lord and shun evil, but a fool is hot-headed and yet feels secure. A quick-tempered person does foolish things, and the one who devises evil schemes is hated. The simple inherit folly, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge. Evildoers will bow down in the presence of the good, and the wicked at the gates of the righteous. The poor are shunned even by their neighbors, but the rich have many friends. Come back to that one. 21, it is a sin to despise one's neighbor, but blessed is the one who is kind to the needy. I'll come back to that one too. 22, do not those who plot evil go astray, but those who plan what is good find love and faithfulness. All hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. The wealth of the wise is their crown, but the folly of fools yields folly. That's one for you. The wealth of the wise is their crown, but the folly of fools yields folly. A truthful witness saves lives, but a false witness is deceitful. Whoever fears the Lord has a secure fortress, and for their children it will be a refuge. The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life, turning a person from the snares of death. There, I just want to point out, we have the fear of the Lord again, being compared to wisdom. The beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord. So here is the fear of the Lord is a fountain of life, turning a person from the snares of death. So by respecting God and God's power, we are motivated, or a person could be motivated to keep on the right track. All right, verse 28. A large population is a king's glory, but without subjects, a prince is ruined. Whoever is patient has great understanding, but one who is quick-tempered displays folly. A heart at peace gives life to the body, but envy rots the bones. Whoever oppresses the poor shows contempt for their maker, but whoever is kind to the needy honors God. When calamity comes, the wicked are brought down, but even in death, the righteous seek refuge in God. Wisdom reposes in the heart of the discerning, and even among fools she lets herself be known. Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin condemns any people. And lastly, a king delights in a wise servant, but a shameful servant arouses his fury. Wow. Okay, 35 verses in this chapter. Many seem, as they are translated in English, to be just very obvious, or a description or a definition of a word. So there was lots of those in there, if you saw them. I want to go back to a couple. So upright. There's lots of upright in here, and talking about upright. And this is not the first time that word has come up in Proverbs, but it really hit me today about what that means and where it came from. And so I dug in a little bit. And upright really is just the word that is translated in English to talk about the righteous and to talk about those who are on what is considered the straight path of God. So being upright is like morally good. And there is no like good story to hit this home. It is just how people thought God was, that God was upright, using that word, like standing straight, and smooth is another definition of that. Whereas crookedness was looked at as counter to God, or counter to a righteous moral good. And that's just what they thought. So, we take for granted some of these words because they've been in use for so long. So upright was just one of them. I thought, well, was there a character somewhere that stood up straight and, they were an example of being close to God? I haven't found anything like that yet. Just that that is just what they're known for. All right, other things that I wanted to point out. Mocking. So verse 9, fools mock at making amends for sin, but goodwill is found among the upright. So I was looking at some of these. The mocker, verse 6, the mocker seeks wisdom and finds none, but knowledge comes easily to the discerning. For me, I translate that as if you're gonna look for trouble, you're gonna find trouble. If you're gonna look for a liar, you're gonna find a liar. If you look for knowledge, then you will find it. So it's all about what you're looking for, and if you're looking for the right things, you're gonna find it. If you're looking for the wrong things, you're gonna find that too. So that's kind of where I get that. So verse 20 and 21, the poor are shunned even by their neighbors, but the rich have many friends. This is, again, the good people have good things happening to them. We see this, it's just so prominent. So I really do point out when I see something in the Proverbs that speaks to the opposite, because I'm like, yay, there it is. We want to point those out. But as we know, the poor, that's not our goal, at least as Christ followers, to shun poor. But this is what they think is the condition of people here in Proverbs. It is a sin to despise one's neighbor, but blessed is the one who is kind to the needy. So the idea of being kind to your neighbor, of loving your neighbor as yourself, it does have roots in our Hebrew Bible, right there with loving God with all your heart, soul, and strength. And so here is another example of where that has roots in our faithful history. Okay, last bit, number 30, a heart at peace gives life to the body. So I really appreciated this. Again, a beautiful kind of image, a beautiful sentiment. A heart at peace gives life to the body, but envy rots the bone. It also speaks to the connection between our mind, like our mental health, our emotional health, our social health, and our spiritual health. And if our heart is not at peace, then we sometimes face illness. It lowers our immune system. There's science out there right now about how our emotional health and our mental health actually goes and contributes to the health of our physical body. So I love that this is a part of the thinking and the beliefs of the writers and the readers of Proverbs. So those are my thoughts. Proverbs 14. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Just real quick, in Hebrew, the upright is yasar, and it is on an equal with righteousness or being righteous. There is your etymology for today, and I hope you have a wonderful day. It is getting late here in Arizona, but I hope you have a wonderful one. We'll see you again tomorrow, chapter 15 tomorrow. God bless you.